everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's challenge runs in the Binding of Isaac. Might as well call it Northernlion's Nova Stator challenge runs in the Binding of Isaac, because YouTube's pseudo-celebrity, I need to click on the window here if I'm going to move, Nova Stator has again suggested a challenge run that I'm going to do. This one is called Pick a Card, any card in true Vegas or Magician fashion. Anyway, very simplistic run, which I always appreciate about the runs that this guy suggests. Could be a lady, I have no idea, but basically, this is an entirely card-themed run. We have Ace of Spades, which is a trinket that is going to allow us to get more regular cards, or playing cards, I should say, instead of tarot cards. We also have the deck of cards, and whenever we get a card, we absolutely have to use it. We don't necessarily have to use it right away, I suppose, but we can use it at any point we choose, but we have to use it. We can't simply discard it, even if it is something shitty like, you know, the one that spawns bombs throughout the room. But in any case, the balancing effect for this run, because we are starting with some fairly solid items, in particular, you know, Ace of Spades plus deck of cards gives us pretty solid chances at getting some, you know, good deals with the devil and other kind of various, I don't know, improvements in our run, I would say. We have to skip one item room, but we can choose which run, or which one. I don't mean to sound like Scooby-Doo there. We can choose which one to skip. I'm gonna skip the first one, and I think it would be possible, but also perhaps a little bit unfair for me to like go into the item room and then choose which one I'm going to get rid of, or which one I'm going to skip. So I'm just going to skip the first one, and then we're going to call it even from this point on. So obviously, we can't replace Ace of Spades or deck of cards, and this run, you know, is pretty much entirely going to come down to the luck of the draw, for lack of a better phrase. And maybe there is no better phrase there. That was pretty terrible damage to take. But essentially, if we get really good cards, you know, we get a lot of Sun cards, a lot of Empress, a lot of High Priestess. This game could end up being very easy if we end up being able to go to the shop, and in the shop we end up getting a lot of batteries and 9 volts and stuff like that. We can make some very good stuff happen. Book of Sin is something we're not going to be too fond of, but I guess I'll use it and pick up a pill here. We're playing as Isaac. That pill could be bad or terrible. It is actually really good, so we picked up a health upgrade basically through no problem of our own. So I'm just going to kill these spiders, and we might fight the boss right away. I don't see a good reason why not to. So I guess we're just gonna go fight the boss, and I will get this charge up on this card, and we'll be able to, you know, use it a little bit later on this floor. Obviously, we do have incentive for backtracking, because I'm gonna want to get as many charges on this deck of cards as possible. Not to mention, beyond that, I want to make sure that I get all of, the money that I'm capable of getting, so that I can actually make something good happen in the shop. Because 9-volt battery, Nun's Habit are gonna be exceptionally valuable here. When I first saw this run, I thought maybe it had infinite item power, but then I started thinking about it, and that would probably give you, like, a Joker card every single floor, especially with the Ace of Spades working as well. So it might seem like things are working relatively slowly right now, and I, again, apologize for what is apparently a speech impediment I never knew I had. But eventually we'll start getting more cards, and they will have a greater and greater effect on our progress, is what I'm thinking anyway. But so far so good. You know, we've got a fair amount of HP upgrades, and beyond that, we have a Tears upgrade as well as a couple of Spirit Hearts. Not sure what I'm going to do with those just yet. Item rooms have not been super fantastic for me thus far, and actually for several runs have not been super fantastic for me, but we might get lucky nonetheless. Remember, there are no restrictions, so Small Rock is a decidedly awesome upgrade here. Anything that gives us extra damage is very much welcome, because that was what kind of stopped our Sub-Zero run for so long before we ended up getting the Polaroid, or sorry, the Pentagram. So we do have a Lover's card. I'm obviously going to be on the lookout to use that. When will I use it? That's a very good question. I want to blow up this TNT at some point as well, but I guess I will try to save that until I come across an arcade, so I can basically get some return on investment there. I guess we'll use our Strength card right away, because again, remember, I don't necessarily have to use all tarot cards immediately, but I have to use them eventually, which is a blessing in disguise, or terrible, depending on your opinion on things, I guess. Strength card, don't feel too bad about using that here. That's going to allow us to do a lot more damage to these spiders quickly, and possibly avoid taking damage overall. Here we go. Good usage, perhaps. Lover's card we will take with us, and there are only 2 possible locations for the secret room that I can see, so I'm going to hope that it's over here. Before we go in, we should probably shoot all this poop, even if it isn't over here. It is not. We should shoot all this poop in order to get as much money as possible, because you never know. We might not get another chance to come back out without blowing our way into the room again. Apparently, you know, it's like the Siege of Constantinople. We're the Ottomans, and we keep blowing a hole through the walls of the Byzantine Empire. But they come out and patch it up by the time we leave. Well, we might as well play this twice. Maybe we'll get exceptionally lucky and get $1 or something. Even a bomb or a key would be a welcome kind of change, but sadly, nothing at all there. So we're gonna go back, pick up this Lover's card. That was by far the most impressive reference I think I've ever used in a video, but we are basically bereft of everything here except, you know, our wits and our tears, which kind of just describes my average Friday night. But in any case, let's make our way down here. Curse Room, tempting, yes. Useful, probably not so much. We might as well shoot all this fire while we're here. Like to be a little bit diligent on the early floors, because there's not much backtracking regardless, even if you end up doing absolutely everything that you possibly can. So we're going to head down to the next floor. I'm going to take a sip of water to keep hydrated. Enjoy your little vignette. That was a bit of a mistake. Thankfully, I don't use face cam, so you guys can't see that I just spilled water all up and down the front of myself. But in any case, that's the Northernlion story in a nutshell, man. Messing up simple tasks that I do on a daily basis. Like killing this guy. No, we actually ended up succeeding there. An extra bomb, very worthwhile. Tinted Rock, still valuable. Tinted Rocks become a little bit less exciting for me after you get the small rock, because it's like, okay, we've already done that. That was terrible damage, and I never should have taken that, but again, I was trying to wipe some water off the front of myself. And another key, fantastic. That means the item room is a possibility. If we get more money, who knows, maybe the shop could end up being viable. I am going to use the bomb to get across here, which is not necessarily the best use of a bomb, but I'm willing to risk it to possibly pick up something better. You know, getting 2 keys, that's fine by me. We could go to the next item room. We've guaranteed ourselves that. We also picked up an extra set as a result. Is it worth a bomb for a key in a sense? In almost every situation, I would say yes. This is going to be a likely frustrating fight for us here, especially since, like, the homing shots, you know, annoying for sure. The big problem, yes, is that creep that I just kind of inadvertently walked on. But yes, the homing shots, as you can see, which circle around for apparently years, a problem as well. But we're almost done here. Just avoid getting hit by the creep, and I'll consider this okay. Again, you know, Spirit Hearts at this point of the game, easy come, easy go. Oh my god, that was a terrible walk, though. Okay, I have no excuse for that. This guy should be dead any second now, though. Yes, we get the left hand. We can take it because we have Mom's purse already, and our card is the Fool, which is useless. Well, I mean, okay, we have to use the Fool, but do we really have to use the Fool? I mean, if you're gonna force me to do it, sure, okay, I'll use the Fool, and then backtrack up here to get the Lover's card, and then walk away again. But that was a formality that I feel was not totally necessary in order to make something good happen here. But in any case, let's pick up our Lover's card, which again, we are saving for potential good usage in an arcade or something like that, and we will come down and look for our item room, which is hopefully gonna contain some way to do more damage. Remember, there's nothing off limits here. It's been a while since I've had a Mom's knife in the wild. It's starting to feel like we're back in like Isaac 150, where I was still looking to get Golden God. We get the Moon card, which we'll absolutely use to teleport to the secret room, which will give us a free chance at this fortune teller. I don't really want anything that they could give us unless it gave us some awesome Spirit Hearts. Shop is not really that worthwhile for us because we can't replace the deck of cards with the candle. So I'm glad we didn't waste a key to get that. So the Moon card actually ended up being fairly valuable, but in the meantime, you know, this Lover's card continues to basically be useless because we're very unlikely to get an arcade at some point in the future, but the Lover's card could also end up saving our lives. I really just want to get more playing cards so we can get things like, you know, double bombs, double keys, even double money would be useful for going to these shops. The Joker card, of course. We got pills again. I think that white and blue one might be health upgrade, which is good because that's a tiers downgrade. So there's our Lover's card, and it's another health upgrade. So we've gotten very lucky with pills so far. And you know what? We will take the Lover's card here. It has become immediately useful because now we have a chance to get into the Mop Trap room. Mop Trap room is a red chest which contains 9 lives. Oh man, do we really want to go down this road? I kind of hate 9 lives because it takes us down to 1 heart. So I think I'm going to skip it because we have a decent amount of health as is. It does, of course, I understand the efficacy of Mom's life, or the usefulness of it, the utility of Mom's, or not a Mom's knife, of Guppy here. 9 lives. 9 lives, Mom's knife, they sort of rhyme. I think that was what caused the confusion. But at the same time, I don't think it's that useful in our situation. I think we've got a nice base here that we could possibly build something amazing off of. Let's not squander it. Again, I don't feel too bad about taking damage so far. We do have red hearts awaiting us outside. We're going to pick up a playing card here. It is indeed the Joker. And I kind of feel like we should just use the Joker right away and possibly pick up something that would make the bosses easier to fight. So let's check it out. Razorblade and the Pact, which we'll take, gives us 2 Spirit Hearts, but also some damage upgrades. And I believe that's going to compensate us a little bit for the tears that we've lost. And in any case, getting extra damage is very worthwhile. Most of the time, I tend to skip over the Pact unless I have a lot of health, which I kind of did. We get Brother Bobby, which is an awesome pickup in this situation. At least it's a passive. But yeah, most of the time I tend to skip over the Pact, but in this situation, we just got a tears down. So I kind of feel like getting extra damage is very important, and this should make bosses easier to fight as we continue going onwards and onwards. I would gladly welcome getting a Joker card every single floor, especially if I manage to float myself a decent amount of HP upgrades by way of just my random luck with pills so far. But in any case, we are going to fight our boss. Been kind of a slow run, which kind of feels like I've been saying that a lot lately. But 10 minutes, 3 floors in is not necessarily terrible. Let's fight our boss, let's get a card, and figure out what we're going to do on the next floor. So, we may indeed earn a deal with the devil here just naturally, which would kind of be disappointing, because it would have meant that Joker card was kind of not necessarily a waste, but not a good value. Because we could have just, you know, used it on the next floor to get a deal with the devil as well. But, I don't feel too bad about that. Getting the pact early enough made this boss a little bit easier to fight, probably. Pageant Boy, actually surprisingly useful, especially with that nickel. And our card is the Joker. So awesome, on the next floor we will be able to get a second deal with the devil, if we so choose. Why not pop that right away, see what we get? Guppy's Paw and the Mark. I'm gonna go with the Mark. I know this seems silly, because now we are, like, super low on health, but I'm banking on us being able to get that up in the future, and the reason I'm not going with Guppy's Paw is because I've been burned by it a few times in the past. Not necessarily due to the fault of Guppy's Paw, but just due to, I wouldn't necessarily say bad luck, perhaps bad play. We do have enough money to possibly make the shop worthwhile, but we're going to hold off on that for now. I'm taking a pretty stupid amount of damage against these greed heads. This is what makes the catacombs kind of an annoying floor for me, but our damage is through the roof. Maybe not through the roof, but quite high, if we're going to avoid hyperbole here. If I could just stop taking damage myself, I feel like I would be in a much better position. As is, definitely kind of flying by the seat of my pants here, but hey, pick a card, any card. We're letting ourselves be ruled by luck. Thanks for not shooting at all, guys. I really do appreciate that. We'll definitely be looking for the item room here, where something like lard would be immediately useful. But in the meantime, let's just try to survive by abusing our range and damage advantages that we hold over most enemies, at least. There's our boss. We might as well fight our boss right away. We're going to get a card after that boss fight as well. Obviously, anything like Justice would be cool, especially if it gave us a Spirit Heart instead of a regular heart. But we're not going to get a deal with the devil on this floor. I still am definitely... I would love to get Mom's Knife in the item room. That's kind of a pipe dream, but we'll see. Anything to give us increased damage. We're going to get a cube of meat. Again, not too sore about getting a cube of meat. Still, we have the possibility to get 3 of them, which would allow us to increase our damage a little bit. Getting a kind of like 1/3 of a Halo of Flies, or I guess half of a Halo of Flies, is not really that exciting, but the potential for the future is good. Even if we only end up getting 2, that's another familiar. Not necessarily the most efficient way to improve your strength, but, you know, it exists nonetheless. So there's our cube of meat. We also get a card which gives us the sun, which would show us the entire floor. We probably won't be able to save this one until the end of the game, but we might be able to. I might start using the sun card on the womb. And I'll just... It's kind of shitty because it means we're going to use whatever card is available to us kind of immediately, just so we can hold on to the sun card from this point on. Compass. We want that. So you know what might actually be valuable here? Using the sun card to find the secret room, which is probably not the best usage of it, but if we get another bomb, we actually can bomb our way into the boss trap room too, which would be fantastic. So I'm kind of glad that we used it there. It might not have been the most traditional use of it, but I think it might have been effective nonetheless. And we are going to be able to... Oh, I can't believe I didn't get hit there. Or there. We will be able to go to the item room. That's going to be a big one. I mostly just want to explore everything before I go to that secret room, because I want to get a second bomb if possible, and get it. There is a mini-boss here. That mini-boss could be Wrath, and if it is Wrath, then we don't necessarily need another bomb. Well, I mean, he will give us another bomb, is more what I meant. We have the Magician card, which I will probably pop basically right away, because it's largely useless, so let's just get rid of that and start moving around here. These guys, one of these dudes has to fire. Yes, it's been too long since we've had one of them shoot. We do not pick up a bomb here. I'm starting to get a little concerned. Whatever that mini-boss is, though, we are going to fight it because it is potentially super useful for us. I feel like the conga liners have gotten, like, vastly improved AI lately. They seem to know exactly what to do to hit me, which is, I guess, just go straight. Let's check out our right side. It is going to be Envy, which could give us an attack fly if we come across blue Envy. In any case, I am pretty psyched about our chances against Envy here, given our damage. Envy is particularly bad. Oh, I almost got hit there. Envy is particularly bad when you have low damage, as most enemies are, I suppose. But we're doing totally fine. Each of these things will crack apart in 2 or 3 hits, which is going to make this not a problem from crowd control standpoint. Now, there is some skill here, remember. By killing this blue one last, we have guaranteed ourselves the attack fly, if I remember correctly. Nope, we did get a bomb, though. I thought maybe it just gives you a substantially higher chance. Now we can bomb our way into the boss trap room. And again, we're mostly just looking for 3 more cents that would allow us to get the compass as well, thereby making our time a lot easier. But in the meantime, we are going to go into the item room. And again, we're just doing this to see if we get some more bombs, potentially. This is a very good time to blow up the TNT, but my range apparently has decreased to the point where I can't even hit it, and it totally backfired on me. We are getting a little bit scary from a health standpoint, but that's okay. Still very glad I didn't take 9 lives. Our card is the Hanged Man. Not too stoked about that. I am pretty excited about getting Blood of the Martyr, though. Our damage is real crazy now. Now, we're very much hoping for an HP upgrade. First, money in here, even 3 cents, which is a generally bad secret room, would be fine. Instead, we get the Unicorn Horn, which we did not need at all. And we're going to go into the boss trap room here. We absolutely want to discover, you know, maybe Pageant Boy even. HP upgrade is fine. Just please give me some more money to finish this floor off. Because I really would feel quite terrible about leaving the compass. Considering that is, you know, usually like one of the items I consider not integral for success, but a vast help in actually beating the game. In any case, boss trap room, super easy. Drop a nickel, drop a nickel. Drop the tarot card. The tarot card is Temperance. We can make this work. I'm okay with this. It was an unlikely situation that ended up turning out just fine. Thank God it didn't pay out with the HP upgrade. You know, we're gonna get low. I feel fairly confident in this, for better or for worse. Okay. In doing so, we picked up 18 cents. That means the compass is totally a viability now. We're going to come back here and pick up a little bit of extra health. And that's an example of turning that frown upside down. By using that sun card, we guaranteed ourselves not only the compass, but also an HP upgrade as a result of what we got in that boss trap room. So I'm pretty excited about that. The sun card used effectively in a non-traditional fashion. And this compass is going to be very valuable for us moving forwards. Now, we might never be able to go to another shop because we've kind of spent all our resources making this one happen. But this is a big predictor of success. We should probably buy this key as well and then head down to the next floor. So we're 001 now, like a Clutch song. And I guess it's time for us to move forwards. What do we have right now? Insane damage and not a whole lot else. But, you know, the hope in our hearts and the skill in our hands. In any case, it is time for us to go down to the Depths Part 1. If it's Necropolis, I will start, you know, self-defecating a little bit. But in any case, enjoy this vignette while I rehydrate a little bit. And of course, every time I try to rehydrate, we find ourselves in a situation where I'm worried about the pink glitch. But in any case, Blood Bank, always nice to see. There is a mini-boss somewhere on here. I'm hoping that's in the secret room and not in the shop, because this will be our last shop as a result of the fact that we are on an XL Depths floor. But you know what? I don't mind being on an... Oh, that was silly. I don't mind being on an XL Depths floor, because that means we're not going to encounter Necropolis at all. And, you know, we're going to be able to expedite the process of finishing this floor a little bit more quickly. We get the Rosary! This is going to make Bibles appear quite frequently, which is bad. However, oh, obviously that enemy is not in the shop, or the mini-boss is not in the shop, because I can see it, like, right here. I can see the shop on the screen. That Blood Bank means if we get a lot of red hearts, we might have the potential to play that Blood Bank, snag either an HP upgrade or a little bit of money that could make the shop actually viable for us. There's a key which we will use on the second item room. And you know what? Why don't we pop the Hanged Man and just pick up that extra penny? There's probably better uses for it, but I don't know what they are. That was bad damage again. Well, we picked up another Spirit Heart, so that's okay. I'm making my way over to the shop here. I kind of don't know why. I guess I'm just looking to get these cards charged up, because they could be very beneficial for us. And beyond that, I don't know, just kind of exploring. I gotta clear a path to the shop regardless. I should really stop taking damage on rooms that I have no right taking damage on, because this should be a lot easier than it's been so far. And our card is Justice. Fantastic. That'll get us back to full health, give us an extra bomb and an extra key. We should pop this open, see what we got. Like I said, the Bible's gonna show up. You know what? Why don't we just buy a Spirit Heart? Was it worth a key and 3 cents to buy a Spirit Heart? Probably not, but, you know, we've already done that, so... That's kind of moot right now. Hindsight is 20/20. We used a bomb to open that red chest, which eventually gave us 2 bombs. And again, I'm just going to continue going through a lot of these rooms. I don't have to go through absolutely every room. But the reason I'm going into many of them is because it gives us an extra charge on our card. And cards are, for the most part, fairly solid. So I'm not going to use a bomb to open that red chest. I'm going to make my way over to the mob trap room. The mini-boss probably eventually, unless it's greed, in which case I don't really need the money. Every time I say money, I can't help but think of it as like the Kingdom Hearts M-U-N-N-Y, and I'm like, man, I'm real silly. How silly is money as a concept, man? It's just paper that you trade for things that actually keep you alive. Anyway, We got one more cent here. Our mom trap room is a red chest, which doesn't appeal to me. You know what? I should probably go for it. We could get an item out of that. This is why I hate the left hand, man, because it has the potential to give you good stuff, but it also has the potential to basically be like, hey, troll bombs, and then you have to fight a room of enemies as punishment for even trying. Anyway, tinted rock, very valuable. Gives us a key, which is actually not so bad, but not so great either. Why don't we come back here and fight it? We might as well. What did I tell you, man? Single troll bomb, and then we have to fight enemies as punishment for even opening it up. I'm really hoping that this way... Oh, that was silly. I'm really hoping that this way to the boss is actually the way to the item room as well, but it's looking a little bit... I'm making me skeptical about it. Just back up a little bit here. And we are going to deal with these eyeless ooze guys, who should be no problem whatsoever. Obviously, remind me, we have to take the Polaroid, and we should be leaving behind the left hand, which is kind of good for me, because I consider that to be a fairly garbage trinket, although some people seem to swear by it for reasons that are totally foreign to me. In any case, continue moving onward. So far, deck of cards hasn't been an enormous predictor of our success, but, or an enormous factor in our success, I should say, but, the fact that we've gotten vastly increased damage by a small rock, Blood of the Martyr, Pact, and the Mark, it certainly has been. We're about to earn another card. Oh, that's the worst dead end! We have to go all the way down the bottom side of the map. At least we only have one, what was I gonna say? I totally forgot what I was gonna say. At least we only have one item room left? Maybe that's what I was going for. At least, or no, at least we only have one floor, though. So the depths is entirely contained within this kind of sprawling necropolis that we have here. In any case. We're gonna shoot these bomb dudes, or brain dudes. Apparently my brain dude is not working right now because I can't think of what these enemies are called. We're just gonna shoot some diagonals in here. The motherfucking turret in the center is out of range, which is good because that guy does not follow the protocol of the Geneva Convention. We have the devil card. Fantastic. Probably use that on Mom. Normally I like to save those cards. That was a terrible use of a bomb. Normally I like to save these cards and use them in situations that might be a little bit more utilitarian. Okay, was that worth it? Absolutely not, but it got the job done. But we don't have to be as stingy with our cards because we're going to be getting a lot of them, I feel. So we're just going to move onwards here. Not really going fantastically from a gameplay standpoint right now, but the items that we've gotten have made it so I have a little bit of leeway when it comes to making mistakes, which is good. We don't always get that privilege, so it's nice to recognize it when it does indeed exist. So come at me, bro. You're going to die easily. The red heart is not important yet, but might be eventually. And we do have our mini-boss, but our mini-boss is going to be greed, so I'm not gonna... Oh, that was close, and there was no way to dodge that. Yeah, so I have no reason really to fight greed unless I want to get more money, which is kind of unnecessary at this point. Mom's Panties range upgrade is not really worth the time that it took me to get over here, but I had to go this way for the boss anyway. It was worth the key at the very least, and I continue to take some of the worst damage that I've seen in quite some time. We're fighting Gish first, then we'll get a card, then we will fight Mom. And Bob's your uncle. In any case, getting Gish is going to be fantastic. Always enjoy the slowing effect whenever we have an opportunity to receive it. And that's going to, basically, it's not going to increase our DPS, but it's going to increase the consistency of allowing us to continue using our DPS to our advantage. Hopefully, we also find a way to get some extra HP or a way to get a ton of Spirit Hearts, because we are kind of running low from a health standpoint here, which is always worrying for me, as you might expect. Gish is dead. Long live the Gish. We have the Devil card and the Chariot. Well, we have to use one. I think it's smarter for us to just waste the Chariot. I could have used that on a room on the other side as well. And then we'll use the Devil card against Mom. That might have seemed peculiar. Recall, please, that one of the conditions of this run is that I have to use every card at my disposal, which, you know, is not necessarily meant to make things more difficult on me. It's more meant to just make things more interesting and possibly force me into some unusual strategies where I don't just hold on to one card for the entirety of the game. In any case, Mom is nearly dead, and we've had basically no risk to us in this entire fight. That was a quick one. We have a lot of pills. None of those are health upgrades, which is disconcerting. However, let's just get our trinket set up here. This gold and white pill could be amazing if it's good. Bad gas, 3 bad gas pills, and what's this one? Luck down. Wow, okay, well I guess we'll take one with us. Otherwise, that was pretty much a garbage drop from Mom, yeah, regular Mom there. We're gonna make our way towards what I assume is going to be the boss here, and with the compass, I can't overstate how important this is for the prospects of our run at large, but even that being said, we're gonna have to come up with some pretty amazing stuff here in order to succeed. Is it worth a key to possibly get a Spirit Heart by way of... Come on, just knock him out. Yep, one more. 2 rotations, usually enough, and indeed it was. A tarot card is the stars. I don't want to use this yet. I want to fight the boss because it looks like the boss is very close. So instead we'll come down this way. I will absolutely play Judgment. We could use the stars on the next floor if we're super far away from the boss or something, and it's basically going to be like a teleport for us. Well, at the very... Oh, Judgment didn't give us something good, but at least he paid out quickly. I walked over the spikes like a damn fool. This is indeed the correct way to our boss room, which is always nice to see. Yeah, stars card, not valuable now. Actually, a little bit more concerning now. But we're going to be ready to fight our boss basically right away here. My best friend, no danger of picking that up, having used it a lot on the last run and basically not understanding how to use it properly at all in order to improve my chances. That was a very easy fight against Gertie Jr. Glitch or no glitch, all's fair in love and war, and Isaac. So, our first boss is going to be the pony, which is okay, because I believe this gives us a chance to possibly, like, 1 in 10 get a cube of meat. I know that sounds insane, but I think I've seen it happen before. And I would love to get a second cube of meat and, again, increase our DPS, as well as our follower utility a little bit. I feel like that's my, like, word of the week. There we go, you are dead. We did not get a cube of meat. We did get a card, though. 2 of hearts, useful. And our deals with the devil has... Oh, man, this could be so fun. If we have 1 heart, does Whore of Babylon still work? I want to give it a try. I know this is stupid and silly. Let's see if this works, though. It didn't work at all. We can't take the pony with us. So, yes, this seemed like a very foolish decision. We're going to use 2 of hearts and take the stars card with us, because 2 of hearts doesn't do anything for us and is unlikely to at any point in the future. That might have been a terrible mistake. That teleport took us substantially further away from the boss. In fact, we might have just sunk ourselves with that Whore of Babylon pickup. We got another stars card, which took us basically right back. I'm concerned, but at the same time a little excited about the prospect of possibly making this run work in spite of the obvious problems that are... Oh, come on. A 3rd stars card, let's pop it right away. And now we are even closer to the boss. So in the end, nobody could have possibly predicted how that would have gone, but... Oh, okay. Just walk into it. There we go. Actually, that might have taken us further away, unless there is a path down here. We are quite obviously 1 hit away from death. I really thought Whore of Babylon was going to work with just 1 heart. I forgot that it was a half heart only kind of item, which is incredibly disappointing, but at the same time, again, it's a little bit exhilarating to be flying by the seat of your pants like this. I would feel probably equally as exhilarated, though, if we got a spirit heart drop at some point in the future, which is obviously what I'm mostly looking out for now. So, step... Oh, no! Okay, we got very lucky there to not get hit by that. If I die against Duke of Flies, I think I should have to, like, walk around with my Duke of Flies open for a while. Anyway, there's 1 dead. Drop a spirit heart. He drops half of a red heart, which could not be more useless. Drop a spirit heart when this room is over. That was a little scary. We're still doing such good damage. Okay, don't get hit by a laser. That will end your run instantly. No one's gonna be happy about that. You gotta die with style. We could beat Mom's heart without taking any damage. It's a little unlikely, but I kind of feel like... Oh, the sun. The sun! It doesn't work! We'll use it against... No! This is not a good room for me. Oh, the room layout is conducive to allowing this laser to absolutely destroy me. Killing ooze guys along the way. Gish hooked me up there. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. Just don't get hit by the lasers right away and life is good. Okay, just dodge the remaining laser. Why do we have a second... Oh, that's not a second boss room. Okay. I'm gonna... Just don't get hit by these guys. That's like this run in a nutshell. Just don't get hit by X. Because if we get hit by anybody, we lose. We're not gonna survive the cathedral unless something amazing happens. But this is still fun nonetheless. A little bit frightening. Total glass cannon. And not even doing that much damage, which is, you know, normally the hallmark of a glass cannon. Is actually being able to hit people. And right now, the only incentive that I have is just not dying to, like, an enemy that I consider super easy. So if I can survive long enough to not die to an enemy that would bring shame upon my family to die to, I'm going to use the sun card there just to do some extra damage. Then I consider that a success. If I manage to beat Mom's heart, it's an unbelievable success. And a very unlikely one. We can't even fly, so there's no way for us to get away from these bombs. We're actually looking increasingly likely to succeed here, but any bomb could destroy us, of course. Wow, okay, that was surprising. Up to the cathedral, still alive, and yes, still as of yet bereft of Whore of Babylon. Which was basically just like me throwing 2 heart containers in the garbage. But, in a weird way, I kind of feel like doing that might have increased my chances for success. Hear me out! Because, you know, when I'm playing with 1 heart, I feel like I have to be substantially more conscious of my surroundings, which is more likely, or at least more conducive, towards surviving. Now, would it make me 3 times less likely to be hit if I had 1/3 as many hearts? That remains to be seen, but the fact that I'm still alive is a testament to the fact that I think I do play a little bit more intelligently when the risk is a little bit higher. So Monstro 2 should be dead here. This was kind of a gimme route. I can't believe we haven't had any Spirit Hearts yet. And right now, my #1 priority is just surviving long enough for the possibility for this next set of cards to give me the Hierophant. If we get the Hierophant, we still probably don't have a good chance of beating Isaac, but, you know, Hierophant plus some random Spirit Heart drops, or random Hierophant drops, might be enough. That was a tight dodge, and I had to make some very difficult decisions there that ended up working out well for me, surprisingly. Oh, man. Okay, so I think we're going to live through this room as well. We got half of a red heart again. One more room and our tarot card will charge. And, of course, it has to be against my arch nemesis. Biggest dick in the game from the get-go, Greed. Now, he has dropped the Steam sale, which just kind of seems like a laugh in my face. The Stars card and the Hanged Man. Not what we needed. We have to use these at some point. Yes, pop it open. 10 bombs, again, not what we needed. We're going to fight 3 rounds of bosses here to make this happen. And you know what, to be honest with you, I might as well pop the Hangman. Or pop the Hanged Man in order to increase my chances of success here. This is going to be a scary one. We picked up 10 extra bombs. Could there not just be an HP upgrade in that golden chest? If that happens, that improves our chances probably like 500%. Which, you know, takes it from like 0.1 up to like, well, not 50. Maybe it improves at 100%. Who's our next boss is going to be Peep. You know, there's no shame in dying to Peep, but I don't want to start thinking like that. At the very least, if there was some way for me to just lose half a heart, I would be so excited to finally be able to make Whore of Babylon work, because functionally, it's basically the same. There is a little bit of shame in losing to 2 Monstros, so I'm going to try my damnedest to make sure that doesn't happen. That was almost an enormous mistake there. All we're going to do is make sure that we're staying as far away as is humanly possible. With 1 Monstro dead, we really do not want to die to this last remaining Monstro, and this has been an exciting run, let me tell you. I've been going out of my way to improve my chances for survival. We're going to hold on to the Stars card. We might as well get the Steam sale, I guess. And we're going to use it maybe on the chest if we survive that long. Oh my god, why do you torment me so? Can we knock that chest out of here? Yes. So we're going to use as many bombs as is necessary to knock this chest out of the spikes. I realize this is a total waste of bombs, but desperate times call for desperate measures, man. That is going to be enough. Please hook me up here. Range upgrade. I went through all of that for a range upgrade, at least. Oh my God. To some extent, even if you're saying like that was a silly decision to take Whore of Babylon, are you not proud of... Okay, be a little careful. We only have 5 bombs left. Are you not even the slightest bit proud of my ingenuity? This is pretty amazing, in my opinion, what I've managed to try to make happen. You know what? It's worth 1 more bomb. Oh, I botched it. Okay. Let's try this again. That worked perfectly, please. God, it's a tarot card. It's the Empress. But we have to use the Stars card before we can use the Empress. I think you can leave after the Cathedral. Shit. Okay, well, we'll use the Stars card. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Just put us in a situation where we're still alive. Man, if we beat Isaac without taking any damage, this will be possibly the most prolonged string of good luck that I've ever had in my Binding of Isaac career. After a horrible decision, yes. But this is some, like, I don't even know, like Michael Jordan buzzer beater shit right here that I am insanely proud of. Even if we lose here, I'm proud of the fact that we made it this far. Not getting hit on the entirety of the Cathedral. Because any single hit would have killed us. And we're going to need to rinse and repeat this. Oh, well, we died. So much for me building up a moment. But in any case, again, thank you to Novastador for suggesting that challenge run. That was the most tense run I think I've had in a long time. And it might have been my fault that it failed on an intellectual level. But I did my damnedest with my hands and cerebellum to bring you a successful run there. And in any case, even if you're not Novastador, feel free to continue suggesting your challenge runs. I will do the ones I see in top comments that I deem most entertaining or appropriate. As always, thank you guys for watching. And I will see you next time.